Good evening. Thank you for letting me come in front of you guys and speak about a couple of the programs that we are doing currently in the high school with our high school students. What I handed out to you was our agenda from the High School Summer Police Academy that we put on this summer. It's the first one that we ever did. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Red to Blue program first, give an update on that, and then I'd like to get into the Summer Police Academy and let you guys know what we did with that, because that was a great success for us. But the Red to Blue program, as you guys might remember, it's a program that we developed for juniors and seniors at Lima Senior High School who have some sort of interest in the criminal justice field, whether it be a police officer or any other field that involves criminal justice. We have a panel discussion that we invite all of them to. They come, they hear everybody speak about their jobs, some of their responsibilities, their roles, and then at that point afterwards, they get a chance to speak one-on-one with them, learn a little bit more about that job, and see if maybe they're interested in some sort of job shadowing. After that, I get in touch with all of them. We put them all in contact with the jobs that they wanted to do, and then they came in and they were able to do job shadowing programs throughout the rest of the year. We had 23 individuals that signed up with us and followed through, and we graduated 7 of those seniors, 2 of which I know went on, at least at the beginning of this year, to continue in the criminal justice field. The 15 remaining students that were juniors last year that are now seniors, we're going to have another panel discussion to catch this year's juniors, and then we've also partnered with Rhodes, and they're going to come in and we're going to have a very small college fair for those 15 seniors. Rhodes is going to come in, help them fill out the applications, get all the financial aid information that they need, explain the scholarship programs that are available to those students, and that way we can do everything with them right there at the school, and that way they have any questions we can get answered right there on the spot, and hopefully that'll allow us to keep these students interested at Rhodes in their criminal justice program and hopefully keep them here in the community. And we hope just to continue to grow this program every year, bringing the juniors in, and hopefully it'll be a good cycle to keep kids here in the city. The Summer Police Academy, this was the first year that we did it. We opened it up to every high school in the county for grades incoming freshmen to outgoing seniors. Our original goal is we wanted 25 attendees. Due to some time constraints, we only had about 10 days to get the applications out. We use an online submission as well as paper submissions. In 10 days with very little publication, we managed to get 53 kids that wanted to be in this program with us. Due to it being the first year, we didn't want to turn anybody away, so we accepted all 53. Because of our timing, that was right when we had all that major rain, we had a lot of flooding. We did have some kids that weren't able to come due to either having help out at home or not being able to make it because of road closures or whatever it was. We had 44 that showed up on day 1 of our academy. The number of kids that we had a very, very diverse crowd from all walks of life. We had almost a 50-50 split in male to female, and we had at least 1 kid from every school in the county. Including several homeschool students. The largest school representative was Lima Senior, which I was very happy to see. Because of the large number, though, I was not able to do this alone. We had to run, as you can see, 2 classes simultaneously so we could get everybody going through. And I had help from Sergeant Garlock and the new COP officers so we could run this academy very smooth. All the officers that came in and volunteered their time were from LPD. We also had several firefighters that came in and did fire safety with them as well. The academy ran from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 3 days. We covered 11 topics ranging from demonstrations from our specialty teams, fingerprinting and identification, the juvenile justice system, fire and internet safety. We ran scenarios that allowed the students to be in positions as the police officer and as the suspect. The scenarios range from a simple walking in the street to loud parties to suspects with weapons. On the 3rd day, one of our detectives, Detective Leland, came and they set up mock crime scenes for the students to process and attempt to determine what crime had occurred. Students also spent time in our FATS simulator, which is a firearm training simulation, and they went through different shoot, no shoot scenarios. Lima Senior hosted the academy for the first 2 days, and Rhodes hosted us for the last day. They allowed us to come out and use their facilities. They gave us multiple classrooms to set up crime scenes. They let us make a mess. They let us do whatever we needed. Mr. Colai out at Rhodes actually ran the FATS machine for us all day to make sure every single student was able to get through that simulator. When we finished, We had some very honest and direct conversations with the kids to get their feedback, to get their opinions. And the two most asked questions that we had when it was over was, can you guys make it longer, and are we allowed to come back next year? Which we were very, very pleased with. The best evaluation that we received an evaluation from somebody. They were all anonymous. We don't know who it was, but they said, before this, I did not know if I wanted to be a police officer. Now I know I do. And even though the goal of this wasn't necessarily to recruit police officers, it was good to see that the kids were responding to what we were doing. They were getting a better understanding. We had multiple sponsors that allowed us to provide every kid with a T-shirt, lunch, and snacks throughout the day. Through the generous donations from people in the community, we were able to run the academy completely free of charge for the participants. They didn't have to pay a dime to come. We know that not all the kids will become police officers, but over the course of 3 days, we built good relationship with these kids and had a lot of open, very direct, and honest conversations with them. A lot of the kids expressed having completely different understanding and appreciation for police and the job we do that going through the academy, which at the end of the day was our ultimate goal. Even if they don't choose to be police officers, instead of talking to the kids and saying, this is why we do it, we need to do it this way, or you need to do this, or we need to do that. We allowed them to actually be in that position. We allowed them to actually run through scenarios. They finally started to maybe get a little bit better of understanding of why sometimes we have to handle things a certain way when maybe it doesn't always make the greatest sense to them. And at the end of the day, that's what we really wanted to accomplish. Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions?
Mr. President.
Mr. Glenn?
Officer Garlock, you're doing a great job. I know
Thank
me
you,
and you
sir.
have communicated about all that. Could you get any civilians involved to help you out? Because I want to see that 100 kids. Could we help you out? Anybody can come out and help you, or you got to be in law enforcement?
No, we've had some discussions since then because we were kind of under a small window to try to get this accomplished. We weren't able to reach out as much as we would like to, but since then we've met several times, and to try to plan for next year. We want it to be a much wider, broader thing. We want to open it up, possibly have 2 sessions with 2 simultaneous classes running, so we can have more students involved, hopefully more people, and then we'll see if we can get more people in the community involved as well.
Reason I'm asking though, because the group I'm working with, trying to work on hire minority police officers, we be in Middletown next week, and I will be bringing this program up because they're working on the same thing we working on, trying to bring more kids involved to understand what a police officer is all about. This came up at Governor Casey program, in the crime program about police officer. One group brought it up, they need to get involved with more youth program, and we got it going on here. This is fantastic that you got the kids involved, and you can get some help from these neighborhoods. Somebody can help out, feeding food or assisting you guys, because that's kind of tough with all them kids coming through, and I'm glad you leave no one behind. That's great, fantastic, great job.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn. Mr. Lowe?
Okay.
Kind of want to echo what Mr. Glenn said. Fantastic.
Thank you.
What I would like to know is, when is the next class going to take place? As we are ambassadors for the city, we can get that word out for you.
We're still working on a date because right now we're trying to nail down. We were talking about, the kids asked for it to be extended, so we were trying to determine if we wanted to go 4 days, if they wanted to go 5 days with it, whether we wanted to do 2 or 3 sessions. And as soon as we have exacted down what we want to do, we want to get that information out so we can have the greatest turnout that we can.
Okay, so this will be just an annual ordeal, or will it be twice a year?
We want it to be an annual thing, but hopefully through that annual process, we may put on more than one class throughout the summer.
This is great information. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.
Mr. President.
Mr. McLean?
We used to have police officers going into the schools and talk to the youngsters, and sometimes that without that they are afraid of you. And I think this was going to bridge that gap and give them a better understanding that you're just as human as we are. And I truly believe that that will give them and you more access to them in the future. And they'll be willing to talk with you and to accept you. And your job's hard enough, trust me. You have enough people against you. And I really appreciate what you're doing. I really do.
And that's what we found through this first year of this SRO program. We've been able to speak with the kids, been in front of the kids. They've gotten a better understanding of me. I've gotten a better understanding of them, and it's been great all the way from the kindergarten up into the high school. the relationships that we're building and working on. It's been going very, very well.
Thank you.
Very good. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good work. Thank you.